So I'm going to show you a dish today called Poule Au Pot, chicken in a pot. This dish is absolutely beautiful, a true classic. Not eaten as much as it should be because it's fallen out of favor a little bit, but you're just going to poach a chicken with some vegetables. It's the perfect dish for this time of year going into the winter, so you can have something warm and soothing and light. Classically, you would stuff this with some pork and a bit of stuffing, but we're going to make it a little bit lighter. And I'll show you how to serve it as well with all the nice little accoutrements. All right. Stick around, this one is going to be fun. Let's go. Oh, by the way, that means accompaniments, all the little bits and pieces. Right, let's go.
So peel 4 small medium-sized potatoes, cut them in half, not too small, otherwise they're going to fall apart, and we're just going to keep them in some water until later. And then we're going to go and peel 2 carrots and 2 parsnips, just like this, top tail them, and then just cut them in about 2-inch pieces and then set all these aside. The beauty with this dish is you can use any kind of veg that you have to hand, but root veg is a good base to soak up all those flavors. And then you're going to peel 3 turnips, top them, tail them, and then just cut them into some wedges. You want all the veg to be roughly the same sort of size. Now we're going to set these aside as well. And we're going to use about 1/3 of a cabbage here. So just chop it up into bits, put all the leftovers obviously somewhere else. And I think that looks about, that looks about 1/3. Again, you could use whatever veg you have, fennel, etc. shard. Now we're going to make a quick bouquet garni. Take a bit of muslin, put in some thyme, rip up a bay leaf and some parsley. And then we're just going to tie this up with a bit of twine. And then you have a bouquet garni. Now you can also do this in some leek, but I didn't have any leeks. And we got a couple more things to prep. We're going to take a whole head of garlic, slice it in half, and then we're going to use about half a shallot here. Just peel it and cut it in half. That's it. So our prep is done for the veg. Now let's move on to the chicken. This is about a 3.5 pound chicken. If you can get a stewing hen, even better, but I couldn't. Add some salt, pepper on the inside, and then we're going to put in our shallot and garlic. Now traditionally you would use pork, like sausage with some herbs and stuffing, but I wanted to make it a little bit lighter. You could also add some bacon to simulate that as well. Now tuck in that loose bit of skin right under there. Make sure the wings are tucked in. And you're going to just tie up the legs. Put one piece of twine over like that, another like this, cross that over, and then what you're going to do with this string, once you've done it tight, push the legs there, it makes the breast go up. Then just take a piece of string and loop it round twice like this, and that's going to help you tighten up this knot without having to hold a finger in place. Do a double knot like this and cut off the excess pieces of twine. Traditionally, this dish would be stuffed with pork and you would put a trussing needle through here, tie that off and do it on the other side, but I haven't got a trussing needle, so we're not going to do that. Now we're going to lightly boil our potatoes and turnips for about 8 to 10 minutes. We don't want to cook them all the way through. The reason for this is so that the final broth in the dish doesn't go cloudy. If you're not bothered about that, you can just do this all in the pot, but I like to do it this way. So you're going to take turns, you're going to put it into some ice water, take out the potatoes. When the turnips are done, add a bit more ice to your ice water bath there, and then just put the turnips in there to stop the cooking process. Now get your whole chicken, put it into a pot, and we're going to pour over some hot chicken stock. Recipe for that on the website. I used about 2 liters because that's all I had left. Add a bit of boiling water. Don't add too much. Just top it up to the legs. Otherwise, you're going to dilute the flavor of the final broth. Add your bouquet garni, your garlic, skim off any scum that comes to the top of the surface, and then you're going to put a lid on and simmer this for 45 minutes. Don't go too aggressive or it will split the skin of the chicken. Skim off any fat just like I did there, give the broth a taste, and then add some salt and pepper as needed. It's really important to taste this broth at this stage and make sure you get the seasoning right. That is the key to this dish. Now we're going to add our carrots and our parsnips and let this cook for about 10 to 15 minutes, again on a very gentle low simmer. Put the lid back on and have a little cup of tea. Right, now take the lid off there. It's been about 15 minutes. The chicken is coming out. It's nicely cooked. And at this stage, I'm going to add those blanched potatoes and those turnips, as well as the cabbage that we also had previously before. At this stage, this is going to take 5 to 8 minutes max. It does not take long to warm and cook these through. Check your seasoning again. At this point, it's been on for about 8 minutes. Everything's nicely cooked and stewed. That looks good to me. We're going to set this aside. Now you can serve this as one whole chicken and you can just do everything on the side, or you can rip everything up, but I'll show you a way to carve it and make it a little bit nice. Cut off the twine, pull out the shallot and garlic. Do not throw that away. Put that into dressings. It is absolutely delicious. Now I'm sure you've all carved a chicken before, but I'll show you how you can do this easily here 2 ways. You can just run your knife just along the thigh there, and you can see there's a little joint there. Pull away and it's going to cut through quite nicely, so you're going to have basically the leg and the thigh attached. Another way you can do it is you can just make a little incision and then snap the joint back like this, and it will come off in one go. Now we're going to take the breast off. Just go straight down the breastbone. It will show you where to cut itself. If flip that over. I'll just show you here. And then just pull the chicken breast back slightly and it will come away from the bone. Just use your knife and cut through that wing joint right there. Repeat this with the other side of the breast. Now you can just shred this by hand and just do it all family style, not a problem. But it's nice to be a little bit fancy sometimes, so I'll show you how to plate that up. Now save that carcass. You can strip plenty of meat off that for another portion. You're going to take the leg and the thigh and cut straight through the bone like this. Just trim off that little bit there. And you've got one whole thigh and you've got one beautiful leg. And cut your chicken breast into 3, into 4, however many pieces you like. I think I've gone for 3 cuts here, so I've got 4 pieces. And there's your whole chicken nicely jointed and presented. And then just start dishing this up in a bowl. Make sure you get a bit of everything, bit of cabbage, some carrots, nice bit of potato, turnips, and then we're going to put in the chicken directly on top. And the joy of this dish, because it's so soothing, is just to ladle all that beautiful hot broth all over the dish. It is absolutely glorious and so nourishing. And then we're going to garnish this with a little bit of parsley, and then we're going to serve this with some cornichons. You can use dill pickles too, some Dijon mustard, and traditionally fleur de sel, but we're going to use Malden smoked salt, and then some nice crusty bread, like that country loaf recipe for that on the website. And there you have an absolute classic Poule Au Pot. Enjoy, my friends.
What a beautiful dish. Sometimes you just cannot beat the classics. Give this one a go. You don't have to go this fancy with a presentation. You can just shred it all up and just serve it family style. But it's nice to elevate some of those classics. Get yourself some of the bread. Dip that in. Nice bit of chicken on there. A little bit of Dijon mustard. Ooh. Do not be shy with that. And you can add a bit of this smoked Malden as well. This just gives it a nice extra layer of decadence. Get yourself a little cornichon and cheers. So good. So give this one a go. This is a great dish to feed a nice family or crowd of people and warm your soul a little bit when it's horrible and rainy and gross. Gorgeous. And the broth is like homemade penicillin, so it will do you wonders, trust me. So if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.